try this again. For one thing, if you're going to change your name, why go from a Puerto Rican name to an Italian one?
Because I don't look it. People say, you don't look Puerto Rican. But I am.
So you figured you looked Italian?
No. I just wanted to become somebody new. So I became Paul San Marco.
Why did you want to become someone new?
Why? I guess I'm not exactly proud of my past.
Who is? That's what the word means for. Past.
That might be easy for you to say.
Wait, listen. What made you start dancing? Your parents?
No. What do Puerto Ricans know about theater? I mean, now they have Channel 47, but then they didn't have anything. But my father loved movies. He'd take us all the time. He worked nights, and he'd come home, and he'd take us to 42nd Street. We'd go into one movie, and go to another movie, and another movie. I don't know why, but I loved musicals.
How old were you?
7 or 8.
On 42nd Street.
Yeah, it was a trip.
Go on.
Well, I'd have to move down front because I couldn't see. Well, I wear contact lenses now. I'd move down front, and these strange men would come and sit beside me, and they'd play with me. I never told anyone. Because, I guess it didn't matter.
Why didn't it matter?
Why?
Well, look, Paul, if this is too rough for you...
No. Okay. From seeing all those movie musicals, I used to dance around on the street, and I'd get caught all the time. God, it was embarrassing. I was always being Citrus. Always. Which I really don't understand because I always wanted to be an actor. Well, I always wanted to perform. But once my cousin said to me, "Oh, you'll never be an actor," and I knew she was saying this because I was such a sissy. I was terribly effeminate, and that never really bothered me, but what bothered me was that I didn't know how to be a boy. One day I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, "You're 14 years old and you're a faggot. What are you going to do with your life?" By that time I was in Cardinal Hayes High School. There were 3,000 boys there. I had no protection anymore. No homeroom where I could be charming and funny with the tough guys so they'd fight my battles for me. Like when I was at a small school. I liked school, but my grades got so bad. Even if I knew the answers to questions, I wouldn't raise my hand because I was so afraid they'd laugh at me. They'd even whistle at me in the hallways. It was awful. It was just awful. So, one day I went down to the principal's office and I said, "I'm a homosexual." It was a Catholic high school at around 1962, and at 15 years old, you just didn't say that. So he said, "Would you like to see a psychologist?" So I did. And he said, "I think you're very well adjusted for your age. I think you should quit school." And I did. But I really didn't want to. I couldn't take it anymore. See, when I quit school, what I was trying to do was understand who I was and how to be a man. You know, there are a lot of people in this world who don't know how to be men. And since then, I found out I am one. I was looking for the wrong thing. I was trying to learn how to be butch. Anyways, I started hanging around 72nd Street, just trying to make friends that were like me so that I could understand what it was that I was and how to be man. Somebody told me that they were looking for male dancers at the Jewel Box Review. You know, the drag show. So I go down to audition. Now, from all those years of pretending I was Citrus, I had this fabulous extension. I mean, I could turn anything for my first audition. They said to me, "You're too short to be a boy. Would you like to be a pony?" I said, "What's that?" And they said, "A girl. What do I have to do?" "Show us your legs." "But I have hair on my legs." "That's okay, come on upstairs." So I went upstairs and they hiked up my dungarees and put on a pair of nylon stockings and high heels. It was freaky. It was incredible. And then they took me back downstairs and they said to me, "Oh, you have wonderful legs." I said, "Really?" "Terrific." It's so strange thinking about all this. It was a whole lifetime ago. I was just past 16. And then there was the whole thing of me trying to hide it from my parents. Now that was something, because I had to buy all this stuff to rehearse in, like earrings, makeup, shoes to rehearse in. I'd hide all of it and my mother would find it. And I'd tell her that there was this girl on the show and she didn't want her mother to find out. And so I was holding all this stuff for her. Well, she believed me. I was finally in show business. It was the asshole of show business, but it was something. Nothing to brag about. I had a job. I had friends. But after a while, it was just so demeaning. I mean, no one at the Jewel Box Review had any dignity, and most of them were ashamed of themselves and considered themselves freaks. I don't know. I guess it was the lack of dignity that got to me, so I left. I muddled around for a while. I worked as an office boy, as a waiter, but without an education, you can't get a good job. So, when the Jewel Box called and asked if I'd come back, I went. We were working the Apollo Theater on 125th Street, doing 4 shows a day with a movie. It was really tacky. Well, the show was going to go to Chicago, and my parents were going to come say goodbye and bring my luggage to the theater after the show. Oh, we were doing this Oriental number, and I looked like Anime Wong. I had these 2 great big chrysanthemums on either side of my head, and this huge headdress with gold balls hanging all over it. We were going on for the finale, and I was going down the stairs, and who should I see standing by the stage door? My parents. They got there too early. I freaked. I didn't know what to do. I told myself, I know, I'll just walk quickly past them like the others and they'll never recognize me. So I took a deep breath and I started down the stairs. And just as I passed my parents, I heard my mother say, "Oh my God." I died, but I didn't know what to do. I had to keep going, because we had to keep going for the finale. So, after the show, I went back to my dressing room, and after I'd finished undressing and taking off my makeup, I went back downstairs, and there they were, standing in the middle of all these. And all they said to me was, "Please write. Make sure you eat. And take care of yourself." And just before my parents left, my father turned to the producer and he said, "Take care of my son." Well, that was the first time he'd ever called me that.